Hello, hello, everybody. This is Ari here from Bizzy Yogi and the Yoga Expo, and I'm welcoming Melissa Carter today.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you, Ari.
Yes! Uh, Melissa is one of the presenters at the Yoga Expo, and she is amazing at all the things that I love because they're so necessary. It's all about purpose, finding that like inner calling. She'll tell you more about it, and let's jump right in. So,
Okay.
Melissa, please tell us what you do and what we expect at the expo.
Okay, awesome. So first, I'm really looking forward to the expo. I think it's such a wonderful opportunity to bring a large community together around one intention, and that's celebrating consciousness. And that's the basis of what I do is celebrate consciousness, right? And I do it through multiple formats and services. I am a intuitive guide. I offer intuitive guidance, healing, mentorship, and coaching. Part of my business is energy healing. I work with one-on-one clients to get connected to their energy tone, I call it, clear out any muck, keeping them from the center of that tone and being able to build their life from that gracious center. The other side of my business is I work with intuitives and healers and spiritual entrepreneurs and change makers, and I help them conceptualize once they get connected to their intuitive gifts, get connected to their intuitive voice, how to empower it, and then conceptualize how to bring that out into service into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So my calling, my purpose, my mission, my why, my everything is that inside of us is this amazing intuitive voice that is subtle and it is powerful and it can help us live and lead lives of love and contribution and service in such a big way if we choose to connect with it, listen to it, empower it, and then take action. For many years, and you'll hear this all at the expo, my story, for most of my life, I was disconnected from my intuitive gifts, from my intuitive voice. And I lived a very disempowered life. About 9 years ago, there was one defining moment that if you come to my 4 p.m. Session, I will share all the details with you. But there was this one moment in my life that was a really, really low moment that forced me to hear that voice. And because I heard that voice, it essentially saved my life. And since that time, I have reimagined and reshaped my life to have community, to have support, to touch joy every day, to touch play every day, to live life on my terms from that voice. And I'm dedicated and devoted to helping and supporting others do the same.
Oh, I love it. And it's, again, like we're super aligned and because I have these really strong beliefs, that's why I was so excited to have you speak at the expo. And I'm a firm believer that the more we like grow away from ourselves, there's more opportunity to then like discover what that journey back is.
Absolutely.
And through, the things that you're offering, it's just so magical because it's a fun journey and it's not like hard work. It's self-work.
Yeah. And you know what? It's self-work and it's self-love. And it's the ability to be like, oh, I just have to get still.
Yeah.
I just have to get still and go into this beautiful toolbox that I created for myself to live this big, bold life. 2 years ago, I really wanted to challenge the idea of living from your intuitive voice. So I put all my stuff in storage, moved my business online, and booked a one-way ticket overseas. And I was like, oh, I'll just travel for 3 months and I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just going to let my intuitive intelligence tell me where to go. I ended up going to 10 different countries. I was gone for a year. I built a huge community overseas. I lived 6 months in Southeast Asia, 6 months in Europe. I walked the Camino de Santiago, none of it planned.
Yeah.
Just getting quiet and listening to that subtle voice brought me to something I never would have imagined for myself. And, we weren't given, yes, my childhood and growing up, I had all this trauma and all these things go on, but we weren't given these stories not to do something brilliant with them. And it's up to us, the leaders and everyone at that expo, to get in touch with that, to get in touch with that narrative, and then pass it forward, pay it forward. Because you know what? We're the future ancestors. We're the future setting the tone for what the shape of this world will be. And I'm truly passionate that inside of every single person that's attending, inside of every human being in this world is a unique gift or talent. And I believe I have mastered tapping into that and how to bring it out for the rest of the world to be touched by it. So I'm really looking forward to sharing it with the Expo community.
That's I just can't wait. And I do have another question. So
Sure.
people are going to go to the expo and they're going to see you talk. What can they expect from you afterwards? I know you have awesome programs that are online. We're going to be giving away a really cool gift from you. So I'm excited for people to be checking that out. And if you guys want to receive Melissa's gift, you're going to text 345345. And in the text, you put yoga love, one word. Okay. And I'll put it on the comments. But what's so cool is that as we get to, go deeper into ourselves, find that journey, find the calling, that intuitive, because how often, I've done this and I'm pretty intuitive. And, when I was little, I would be like, wow, I had a dream about that last night. It's so crazy. And now I just came to find out a few, last year that we have some people that are in my family that have gifts, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense now.
Yes.
But what's interesting is that sometimes we don't listen to that intuition because we're so driven by logic. And I'm an uber logical person, I'm a type AB, as I like to call it.
I love that.
But the more that the logic starts listening to the intuition, there's this perfect marriage.
Correct.
So I know the programs that you do, you focus a lot on that intuition. And how do people deal with being so logic driven and so to-do driven? What are some tips that people could take away?
Well, I think you already hit the nail on the head. It's marrying the two, right? So your original question is what did they do with me after the expo? Is I work with people in group online programs, one-on-one, in meditation classes, to understand that we need both, right? We need to be able to tap into both. And, yes, my woo-woo heart wants to be it's woo-woo, it's magical, it's fairy tales and fairy dust. But at the end of the day, it's actually really practical. Okay. And we all have these gifts. We all have intuition. There's not one person that does not have intuition on this earth, right? So it's discerning, am I leading from the subtle voice within, or am I leading from a story, right? I think the biggest tip right now to start with, and there'll be more at the expo, is what tone of energy are you leading from? Are you centered? Are you still? Are you connected within? Because everything that you put out in your expression, in your energy, in your voice, in your writing, in your social media is a form of energy, right? And it's creating a story. It's shaping a story for you. So for me, the biggest tip is, what story are you creating? What story are you in? And understanding what narrative you're leading from about yourself and others. So it's all about perception, right?
Okay.
And then understanding that taking a deep breath and be am I in a state of truth right now? Or am I in a false story of myself, which is now rippling out, creating my environment?
Yeah.
And we are the masters of choice if you choose to be. And you can choose to change that narrative and that story and that tone at any single moment. Mm-hmm. So when you come to the expo, I'm going to put you through writing exercises, group sharing, movement, and meditation. And we're going to get you still enough and quiet enough and at home enough with yourself to be able to discern, am I in the suffering mind or am I in the enlightened mind? And which will I choose to lead from to create my story?
Okay. And that aspect of story was something that was a huge shift for me. I had this old story that I was just a yoga teacher, and that magical word "just" was such a self-limiting belief that it didn't let me go past that, or oh, I'm just a freelance designer, or I'm just. So by realizing that those stories were maybe coming from other places as well, not just self-imposed. It was like
Huge.
ancestry, background, noise, friends, society.
Yes.
The minute I decided to like cut that, was when my business, my life, like everything started just like flourishing and like expanding in such a beautiful way. So
absolutely. You know, Ari, we're so much alike. I was in corporate America for a decade. You know, I was in the music industry working for the #1 music company in the world. I was one of Billboard magazine's top 30 under 30. I had all these accolades, all the resume, but you know, I was miserable and I wasn't living my truth. I was living what I believe society said I had to do to be successful. And for me, understanding what success is now for me is way, way different. And my life does not look like anything it used to look like at all.
No, me neither. That's okay.
Yeah, at all.
And, you know, we're not like spring chickens. We're not like 20. We're like everything. So, you know, something I want to give you guys as a takeaway that I think Melissa and I are really like aligned with is like everything can happen right now. And it's just a matter of the choice, the decision, the possibilities that are out there. And I'm so excited to have you as a speaker and as a friend. And, you know, look out for some collaborations in the future, guys, because Melissa and I were just like, oh, yeah, totally. I get that. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. So class is 4 p.m. Check it out at the convention center. All the links will be below, so you guys can sign up directly to the class. And there are limited spots for Melissa's class. There's only about 50. So I would definitely suggest getting there a few minutes early, grabbing your spot, bring your notebooks.
Please.
I got you on that one. And I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah. And connect with me before. Follow me on Instagram, ignite_from_within. I'm really looking forward to this. And Ari, I just adore you. I think what you've put together is absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad you're in my life. And I'm looking forward to this budding friendship and what we're going to bring to the world, because, you know, what's really lovely is connection, right? And I mean, I am all about connection. And the minute you feel the connection, you move towards the clues. And there was a connection here. So I look forward to seeing what our service is going to be together.
Amazing. Thank you. And
thank
guys,
you.
Can't wait to see you. 10 days, April 14th. Check you out.
Yay.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.